Very warm welcome to you. We're slightly spoilt tonight, not least because we have an old friend and an old favourite of mine, Mike Pickering of Sheffield Wednesday fame in the studio alongside me here. But we also have, and it's not really an also, it's top of the bill, we have the striker who scored the most league goals in the country in our presence this evening, one Billy Sharp. But essential that we had a centre-back, Mike Pickering. Now, he's going a bit slow now, Mike, and it was likely that Billy was going to get chopped down from behind a few times and hacked to the ground. But we also needed a goalkeeper. So last night on Twitter, when I jokingly say that we need a goalkeeper here as well to face the hot shots of Sheffield United, Billy goes and phones this guy, Simon Moore. Warm welcome to you for the first time to the studio, Simon, and it's your debut as well, Mike.
Yeah.
Billy's here for the second time. Good evening, all.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Good evening.
So you're going to keep him out from him. What's he like to face in training?
He's a nightmare because he scores every single day. There's no days off for Bill. He's one of the best players I've ever come against, and if you're not on his team in the five-a-side, you know that you're going to be in for a tough game.
You're going to lose if you're not in his team in the five-a-side.
Yeah, there's a good chance the odds are on, but yeah, he's had the better of me so far. I think I'm yet to have the better of him in training.
That must be brilliant, though, for a goalkeeper to keep you sharp and to improve your game. To be facing a guy with his goal-scoring record, 195 goals he's got in his career now.
Yeah, it's brilliant to have someone of Bill's ability. I say he's a fantastic striker, and it's not just sort of the easy finishes. He scores some fantastic goals as well. So to have someone like that coming against you in training, it's only going to make you a better player as well.
Yeah, you're not doing so badly either. We'll come to that later. Mick, the lad over there, you're a centre back. Centre backs have a view on strikers. What do you reckon? Is he doing okay?
I could hold my own against the big strikers. It was the nippy ones, the nippy goal scorers. Yeah, the Peter Kitchens and people like that. People won't remember him, but he played for Donny.
Yes.
With Brendan O'Callaghan. And
I remember.
He was just a thorn in my side all the time. Centre halves don't want to go into that sort of area in front of them. They like to play everything in front. So anything behind me, I just used to hate it.
They are, Billy. You're a nippy little striker. He hasn't said what some people say about you.
No, I was going to say...
That adjective.
A nippy little fat striker, yeah. No, just going back to Peter Kitchen, I know who he is, and I think John Marquis has just scored 20 goals, which the last person to do that for Doncaster was...
Peter Kitchen, and Brendan O'Callaghan possibly?
Yeah, but I think the last person was Kitchen, yeah, so... Yeah.
Well, you play for Donny. Now, you're sitting here with 23 goals. It's incredible. Let me tell you that when you were here before in October, your first visit, at that time you were sitting on 5 goals in 11 games. For you, not a great ratio, less than 1 in 2. Since then, I've worked out you've scored, since that appearance, you've scored 18 goals in 23 league games. So I think coming in here is quite good for your health. You reckon?
Hopefully, that's why I've come on tonight.
Is that it?
I enjoyed it last time, and it's nice to be welcomed back on again. So I'm happy to be here.
It's brilliant to have you here. 23 does that exceed what I know you set a target every year. Does that exceed what you would have expected, even now?
I think any striker wants to get 20 goals. That's the target at the beginning of the season. I must have said that many times, but it really is. And when you hit that target, it's a nice feeling inside. But you know, there's still a lot of the season left, and I'm hungry for more goals. And I've got the next target in my head, which I think everybody knows. But the main thing is for the team, for the club to keep progressing as we are doing and keep winning games. I
can think of 2 targets: 200 goals in your career. That's 5 away. I can also think 30 goals in the season.
You've hit the nail on the head. It'd be nice to get 5 more goals. To get 200 career goals, that's something I've been, since I hit the 150 mark. That's the one I've been chasing next. To do it for the hometown club would be amazing. But like I said, the main thing is the team. And if I wasn't to score another goal for the rest of the season, but we got promoted, then I'd have a big smile on my face. And then months down the line, I can maybe be a little disappointed that I didn't score again. But like I said, I'm hungry to score goals, and hopefully I can do that, and we can be successful as a club as well.
Can this be your most prolific season ever? What's the most goals you've scored in a season?
30 league goals, but 32 overall for Scunthorpe 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago about now.
So you could beat that at 32. The great thing about it, Billy, is all your goals have been in the league, which makes you the high scorer, because somebody quite correctly on Twitter corrected me yesterday because I hadn't put the word league in front of the country's top scorer. And Mr. Abramovich of Manchester United, I think he plays for, he's got 26 over, but only 22 in the league, so you're ahead of him. Simon, just as importantly for the team, for Sheffield United, has been the work you've done at the back, having arrived in the summer. Quite a surprise transfer. It kind of came out of the blue. Did it for you? You joined from Cardiff.
Yeah, it all happened pretty quickly, to be honest. In all honesty, I was looking to move away from Cardiff. I still had a couple of years left to run on my contract, but I was getting to the age where I knew that I needed to be playing football week in, week out. And as soon as Sheffield United come calling, I jumped at the opportunity, to be honest. I've played here a few times before with other clubs, and I know what a special place it is to play football, and it was the best decision I've made. I've loved every minute so far. The lads are great, the staff are great, and the fans are superb. And I think you only have to look at the last couple of games to know that it's the right decision. And we've got 2 months left, still a long way to go. But I think if we keep our feet on the ground and keep going and keep doing what we're doing, and then we'll certainly be going in the right direction.
We've had the goalkeeper's view of the striker. What's the striker's view of the goalkeeper?
I think he's been a little bit harsh on himself. I think in the early stages of the season, I was ribbing him a little bit, saying any chance of saving one of my shots, but he's had the better of me plenty of times in training. All the keepers at Sheffield United, they're a great team, if you like. It's called a keepers union, but it is, you look over when they're doing their training and they're helping each other, working each other hard, and it's just showed there with one of the young keepers, Aaron, who's got a transfer, but Moro, since he's come in, he's been unbelievable. He's kept us in many games, and he's a few saves have stood out in my mind, and he's helped us to a lot of victories.
One thing about goalkeepers that you want to see is unflappability, and you get that sense of assurance with Simon. When a cross comes in, you expect him to claim it. You don't expect him to be out of position, flapping or anything, and that must be great for players in front of him.
Yeah, I think the first thing what everybody noticed was in training to start with, he was shouting relentlessly at the back, and then the fans picked up on it. It was like, there's 20,000 people here, but all you can hear is Simon Moore screaming orders, and it does help. It makes you stay switched on, and he's got a little signature thing as well where he does this stretch with his groin, which I give him a little bit of stick about, but it says it helps him concentration as well. So he's got his own little strategies, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, and Simon, you've come up from the non-league game, really. You've had to work your way in. At Cardiff, you weren't getting regular games, were you? And you moved here. I know what was quite. I'm going to come on to Sheffield Wednesday in a moment with Mike. I'm sorry, you're just going to put up with this. I bet you've had plenty of this over the years. It's going to be nearly all Sheffield Wednesday week next week, by the way. We'll more about that later. The fee. Now, I know you won't comment on the fee, and you're not really supposed to know what it is, and neither are journalists, but we always work these things out or guess. And the fee was reputed to be 250,000 down and a similar figure to follow, making you $500,000. Now, for a goalkeeper in the third tier, that's a huge figure, actually, for a keeper at that level.
Yeah, and to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not really 100% sure what the fee was myself.
Well, you'd say that, but.
No, I wasn't, but I'm very grateful to the manager and very grateful for the club for putting that faith into me. And I just want to work hard day in, day out, give my all, and I say hopefully return the favour in winning football matches and keeping clean sheets. Standard
question, knowing the figure or not, you'll have seen it in the press. And certainly journalists, including myself, did raise an eyebrow at the time. We didn't say it was wrong to do it, but cash has been quite tight at Sheffield United, and obviously it's a key position keeper. It's a big fee. Did that put you under any more onus to do well, or with a big club as well?
Yeah, to be perfectly honest with you, not at all. I've never even thought of it that way. I know what I have to do on the pitch. Like, you've got, at Sheffield United, you have 20, 25, 30, near 30,000 fans at the games most weeks, so you're under enough pressure as it is anyway. And myself, I put myself under a lot of pressure. I've got my own goals and expectations, and that's just part and parcel of it. You have certain players have certain fees that you have to live up to, but in my head, all I've got to do is keep the ball out the back of the net, regardless of how much you're worth or who you're playing against or whatever, really.
You've seen an awful lot of the ball at the other end of the field, which is great, isn't it? But more difficult for you as well, because...
Yeah, it has been difficult. Obviously, you look at it and there's games where I haven't had a lot to do. And I think that's one of the reasons, like Bill said, I'm so noisy and I just want to be involved with the game all the time, because there's that one time where you need to make that one save, and it's the difference between maybe getting 3 points or 1 point or no points. So you're out there for 90 minutes, you need to keep your concentration, and as a goalkeeper that's vitally important.
Right. We'll come on to Billy in a moment about certain goals that he scored, not least the 2 that he got against Bolton Wanderers last Saturday at Bramall Lane, taking him to 23 for the season. They caused a headline or two. But first of all, Mike, Sheffield Wednesday, you go regularly to Hillsborough.
Try to go as often as I can.
You'd think that the world had ended following 2 successive defeats.
Yeah.
Has it?
Well, it hasn't, but I think the expectations are quite high. But realistically, we've not performed anywhere near as good as last season. So, you know, the team needs to sort of look at itself, and they need to start sort of performing. They play Norwich on Saturday, so it's a perfect stage really, because they're sort of like the next in line. You know, in the league, I think they're about 6 points behind us. You know, so
I think it's in Wednesday's favour in this game that they're playing a team that's got to come to Hillsborough to win.
definitely.
Because if Norwich are to close that gap, they're going to have to come and attack. You would hope that is going to help Wednesday rather than the opposition sitting back.
Well, I think people looked at us last year, and we sort of like had all these strange players who had just come into the team, into the championship really, and we played a real passing game. You know, we didn't really know what to expect. We've lost Kieran Lee, who I think is a catalyst for this passing game, and he creates a lot of things for other players. And I think just 1 or 2 of the other players are not playing as well, and not on top of the game. So everybody's waiting. The patience is running out. They're waiting for the players to sort of like turn up.
Well, the great thing is, you know, from the quality there, what they're capable of.
Oh, definitely.
And, you know, hopefully over the crucial final weeks of the season, that's where they're going to peak.
Well, we're in a better position than we were last season, and we're not playing well, and we're still 6th. You know, I listen to praise and grumble, and all the fans that come on and say, you know, the manager's got to go and this, that, and the other, and you know, what more do you want, really? You know,
crazy, isn't it? Really?
It's yeah, we're not playing the fluid game like we did last season. But we are grinding out results. I know they look at results like Leeds, and it's a local derby. They do like to, you know, I mean, win against Leeds, but you know, it's not the be all and end all. You know, at the end of the day, we're in a position where we can, if we put a really good run together, we could challenge the top 2, or certainly we could get, you know, stay into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a great position to be in, still 6th. I mean, that's going to be
Absolutely.
a successful season, isn't it? Being 6th. However, we comment on the performances, and certainly it's crazy. I don't know whether you guys got any observations from across the city when you get that kind of comment like sack the manager. I know it's only isolated and by a minority. Does it surprise you?
Well, I think on the eye, as you say, I don't think they're playing as well, but as you mentioned, they are in a better position. I know they're still in 6th, but as many points as they had last season, and I think if you ask any Sheffield Wednesday fan, if they're honest, I don't think they are good enough to get in the top 2, but it doesn't matter whether you finish 3rd, 4th, 5th or 6th, as long as they go one step further than last season. Every Sheffield Wednesday fan will be happy.
They faced a few games rather like you faced at the Lane, you know, where the opposition's had to be sitting back and had to be broken down. You've had quite a few games like that, haven't you?
Yeah, I think that's Sheffield Wednesday last season. No one expected them to do what they did, and this season everybody did, and I think that's when it does become a little bit harder. So I think they will get in the playoffs, and it's just about how they handle the effects from last season.
the disappointment of that game at Wembley, and Sheffield United know all about that as well, more than most, which is really focusing everybody on doing it automatically, isn't it, this time? I mean, it's not anything you want, is it, playoffs?
Yeah,
It's
I've been as a fan and as a player, and we have lost in the playoffs on the big stage, so the fans wouldn't be happy if we got to that stage. So hopefully we can do what Mauro said, keep his feet on the ground, keep working hard, and see us get over the line.
From a striker's point of view, are some goals sweeter than others? I'm thinking of the two against Bolton, maybe in particular the first one. There's been a week of publicity about certain things.
No, if there'd have been no publicity through the week, them 2 goals would have still been as sweet, because it meant Sheffield United won the game, and luckily for me, I managed to get the 2 goals. But if I hadn't scored and we'd have won 2-0, then, you know,
You'd have been happy anyway.
would I not have got? Would I have lost the media battle as they were trying to make it? You know, I wasn't concerned about what was going on in the week. I was just concerned about trying to score goals for Sheffield United.
Yeah, that little clip of Gary Medine, which you know, dominated the build-up to the game, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think he said anything that people don't already know. I think everybody knows I'm.
Well, he
fat
called you a little fat pig. You're not denying it.
I had no problem with it. He texted one of the lads who play with me now on the Monday morning. As far as I'm concerned, it was done then. But the media did try and make a thing of it, and the Bolton fans thought they'd sing to me to try and get to me. But to be honest, it went in my favour. And
we all thought you were using it for extra motivation and the team and everything like that. And it was, you know, it was manna from heaven for Sheffield United.
Yes.
No, it had been diffused by a text from him.
Yeah, it was.
He texted one of the lads in the dressing room to say.
It was nothing in it as far as I was concerned. No.
No, you don't take any personally, no. You got a couple of goals and took you to 23 for the season. And discussion in another sport just lately about Joe Root. Congratulations to him again, becoming England captain. I was one of those who said, you know, I don't wish him on it yet. I wish him to get it in a couple of years' time. But people saying his temperament is brilliant for captaincy, and that he would, you know, that actually as a batsman he would thrive on it. Let's come to you. A few eyebrows may have been raised when you were made captain of Sheffield United, but you have thrived on it, haven't you?
Yeah, I think after the start we had, I was looking in the mirror thinking, do I give this armband back? But
Yeah.
no, I think I did say to you, it's a dream to be captain of the football club who you supported as a boy, and I thought I was at the right stage of my career, if there is ever a right stage. But I'm like I say, I'm thriving on it, I'm enjoying it, and I think I'm learning in the duty that I have, and I feel as though I'm getting stronger with it as well.
It's improved you as a player, having that captaincy? Or
Yeah,
made you more effective even?
It's more effective as a player, yeah, because I could have a little tantrum and I could get sidetracked with off the pitch things with the fans, but I've had to curb that a little bit, and I feel that's where it's helped me. I can stay a lot calmer on the pitch and not concentrate just on myself, but concentrate on the team and make sure everybody else's emotions are intact as well.
It clearly means an awful lot to you personally. It's a mission. It really is. And when you were on here before, and I think a key to it, and it's underplayed, you said you felt as fit as you'd ever done in your career. And considering you've played ever since and you're looking like going the whole season, that must be a big factor.
Yeah, Mauro's said it already. The gaffers came in from day one. He's made it clear exactly how he wants us to play, high tempo. Because when you play high tempo and you're not playing very well, you can sometimes still get results, and that's what we've managed to do. So it's a credit to the fitness side of the staff and all the sports science, and they've made sure that we've after games we recovered properly as well.
Excellent. Well, that's nearly part one. It's going to be a 5-minute break coming up. I'm sure you're going to rejoin us, both Owls and Blades. Simon Moore for now. Thanks very much indeed. Billy Sharp and Mike Pickering. Just to leave you with a thought going into the break, James Gregg will join us to round up everything else your team and your sport will get a mention in part two. These guys here have got something in common. There's something that links all three of them in their careers. They don't even know themselves, but just have a think about that, and we'll answer that brain teaser in 5. See you then. See you.
Bye.